Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Levels of Lifting podcast. I'm your host, Lawrence, here to remind you that there's levels to this. Today, I'm here with a special guest. Could you say your name for the audience?
My name is Fran, and I'm visiting from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Okay. Yeah. So you're visiting from Canada. What brings you in town?
I am coached by Billy Bybee of Las Vegas Barbell, and it's been a very long time since... I haven't seen him since I've met him, actually, and that was like 5 years ago. So I'm like, you know what? It's about time. It's about time to meet up with the guy that actually programs for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Gosh, I have so many questions.
And Ask away.
We already had a long conversation prior to this.
Yeah.
But, you might not remember all this stuff, and I might not.
I remember.
You remember it?
Yeah,
you sure?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But ask away.
Okay, so obviously a weightlifting podcast.
Yeah.
So let's just, knock out some stuff. Okay. What is your level of lifting? How many years have you been doing this? What's your experience? Just go into it.
I think I've been weightlifting for 8 years now. Mm-hmm. I've been in the gym for like 10, and then I started weightlifting, I think 2 years after I started working out.
But what does in the gym mean?
I don't like weight training.
For
just in general, so I used to play volleyball
since when 10 years old though.
No, for 10 years.
Oh, for 10 years.
So I used to play a lot of volleyball. So my workouts were like very volleyball related, and then you just get bored, and I want to try something new, and things happened here and there, and I'm like, you know what, we're gonna try something new. Let's just go to the gym. Let's weight train, and then 2 years after that, started weightlifting.
But not specifically to better yourself at volleyball?
No, I was just really bored and I wanted to just get strong. Oh. So I really liked squatting, really liked deadlifting, and just doing like a general bodybuilding split. Benching's really scary.
Did you ever do powerlifting?
No, because I don't like benching. Because benching's really scary because the bar's over your face.
Right. I always say that's the most dangerous lift. I think.
You think so?
Yeah, the injury rate for snatch and clean and jerks is really low at the highest level. And then at the highest level, it's just because the weight is so heavy. Give me an argument. Go.
Have you seen CrossFit?
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, she has a point. She has a point. That's interesting.
Yeah.
What do you do as a profession?
I'm a chiropractor.
Okay, so where do a lot of your clients come from?
Well, I'm very fortunate to... so I'm a contractor. I work together with a sport RMT, and we rent out rooms inside a gym. So a lot of our clientele is actually from the gym, and a lot of strength athletes, because he has a very close relationship with the powerlifters there, and obviously I have a closer relationship with the weightlifters. And then because I also play volleyball and other court sports, I've got people coming in from there too.
So it's just multiple sports in that gym.
Yeah, I generally see a very athletic population, which I like a lot.
Yeah. You're not like a chiropractor for dogs.
Absolutely the fuck not. No, that's a can of worms. I hate it when people send me chiro videos and stuff, because I'm like, oh fuck, I hate it. No, I hate it so much. But yeah, I'm very blessed to work with a very active population. It's my preferred population. I know everyone says that, but I think it's because people that are passionate about something, they have that will to get better.
And that's attractive to you, that type of person?
They're easier to treat, because usually in my first appointment during their assessment, we're just gonna let that go, right? Yeah. So, because I find people who are passionate about something, right, they have the drive to get better. So during my first appointment or your assessment, something I always ask new patients is, what are your goals and expectations? Not just from me, but from your treatment, because that dictates how we do things, right? Mm-hmm. And if people say, hey, I have a tournament next weekend. I just want to know if I can play, right? So some people are looking for permission to play. Some people are like, man, I just really need to get back to squatting. So let's just say someone squats 400 kilos and now it hurts. That's their goal. They want to get back to being on program. So it's easier to roadmap the rehab that way. But then if someone's just I don't know, then I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, what am I
Right.
supposed to do? Like,
If they don't care enough.
if they don't care enough, then I usually follow up with, like, for a more sedentary person, I usually ask them, like, well, are you interested? Like, if I gave you things to do, would you want to do them? And be honest with me. Because I don't want to waste your time and money, and I don't want to waste my time giving you shit you don't even want to do.
That doesn't even make sense to me. Then, like, why do you even go there?
Some
If you
people,
don't
some people have benefits and they just want to use them
Right,
up,
insurance.
right?
That makes sense.
Or like they just kind of want to lie there on the table and get worked on, which is fine because people who are honest with me that are just like, you know what, I just kind of want to lie down and get my shit snapped and like get worked on, and I'm like, that's fine because then I won't put the mental energy into like creating this whole roadmap to get you out of whatever you're feeling right now, right? Because I think that's what our role should be as not just chiros but like rehab practitioners is we bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Like you're paying for the knowledge. Like you can Google anything.
Correct.
Right? But what we're here for is to put that information together in a context that's digestible and makes sense for you. Yeah. Right? Because at this point you can Google like how to rehab torn ACL. Like, you know, but it's more so like how to do it, loading protocols, how to make it sport specific. Like that's where we come in.
Right? You're almost like a coach. Like,
yeah, and I think that's where the benefit of like having someone that knows your sport so well, right?
Yeah.
So, because like I like even for me like I like sometimes I've got a wrist thing and I've gone to someone before. I'm like, it hurts when I snatch, but not when I clean and jerk, and they're just like, what's that?
Oh yeah, that's the worst.
Right, and that's really difficult,
then
right?
Then stop.
Right.
Stop doing whatever you're doing.
And that's like the worst thing, especially when you compete. I think you asked me like the level I compete at, and I never answered it. So
no, there's a bunch of stuff. This is great. We're just rolling.
But like I had the opportunity last year to represent Team Canada for the first time. And other than that, like I'll usually do like a local qualifier or like the Western Canadian Championships, and that will qualify me for like our provincial championships, which is the Canadian equivalent of your state championships. Okay. Right? And then I go to nationals, and then I cross my fingers and hope I make the international team.
So real quick, go through the levels, because here it's local, national, international. That's
like local, state, and then national, international.
Okay. Right? How big is the scene? Because I'm not gonna lie, I did a little bit of research, and even the Instagram for Canadian weightlifting is like
kind of lame.
I mean, it's not lame, but it's just not as many followers. Like I don't know how big the sport is in Canada.
Definitely not as big as it is here. Like when I came here 5 years ago, I actually a lot of people ask me, how did you find the gym? Right.
Let's go into that.
Yeah, and so I was here vacationing, and I usually just default to emailing a CrossFit gym, right? Because that's where I started, right? It's like a corner, like a platform in the corner of a CrossFit gym, right? And I'm like, hey, so I'm just a weightlifter traveling from Canada. I'm in town for the weekend. I just want somewhere to train. What are your drop-in times or whatnot? And that gym owner, they're just like, actually, we think Las Vegas barbell is kind of what you're looking for. So they actually forwarded me here.
That's crazy to me to think that happened.
Oh, yeah. Like, if I can find the email thread, that'll be, like, way too far back. But, yeah, they're just, I think this is what you're looking for. And, like, I've never had that before. I've never been to just a barbell gym.
Strictly weightlifting
and
club.
Strictly weightlifting. So
it's very rare.
Yeah, the gym I come from in Toronto that I wasn't a part of at the time, but even in Toronto, that gym is mostly focused on like powerlifting. They're called Band of Barbells, and I love them.
Shout
so
out.
If you're in Toronto, go there.
That's where you train, or what is that?
In Toronto, Ontario. Like after I left the CrossFit gym, I ended up at Band of Barbells.
Okay.
And they're a powerlifting focused gym, and they've got just 2 platforms, but that's enough because I've never had a dedicated space before. So finding out about LVB, that the whole thing was just dedicated to weightlifting, it like blew my mind because we don't have anything like that up there. So that's how small the scene is, to answer your question. And that's how I found the gym.
Yeah.
Right.
So how do you feel being here right now? Because you said 5 years that you haven't seen Billy.
Yeah.
The head coach of Real quick, I like to shout out Las Vegas Barbell.
Yeah, dude.
Las Vegas Barbell is amazing. Tell us why you love Billy and why you choose to do remote coaching whenever there are other coaches. I mean, like, what was your experience with that?
So I dropped in, and at the time, Billy already was like incredibly welcoming, like Billy and his community was just incredibly welcoming. Like, I didn't feel like an outsider. I didn't feel like I was interrupting anything. Because sometimes in some gyms when you drop in, you feel like you're kind of in everyone's way.
I know what you mean.
You know,
everyone's watching you, like, what are you doing here?
And I'm just kind of like, I'm sorry, I'll just get out of your way.
Yeah,
like, I don't mean to be here. Like, kind of just want to hide in a corner. But, like, right away, I was very welcomed, which was very nice. It makes things way less intimidating. And at the time, I used to get incredibly bad back pain with split jerks. Like, electric shooting back pain. I used to be very sore, and, like, jerks, like, hurt a lot. So I brought that up just out of curiosity because obviously I asked around for pointers and tips from every coach, and he actually sat down and spent like 2 hours with me. Just like tips and tricks. He was like looking at my jerk and like try these things and whatnot. And at the end of that interaction, I was like, bro, do you want me to compensate you for your time? Like, you just gave me like 2 hours of free coaching, right? He's like, no, don't worry about it. I just like to help out. I just want to see people thrive. And like, I don't know, that made such a huge impression on me because some people like really nickel and dime you, or like they won't talk to you unless you pay them. And I understand, like, this is how they make their living, and I get it. But I think for him to just be so generous with his time and expertise just because he cares, I think that says a lot about a person. And I had such a good time. I dropped in the next day. It wasn't in the plan, but I dropped in the next day and chatted more with the members of the gym. I'm like, where do I eat? Where do I go? What do I do here? Right? And everyone was just so open. And they're like, oh, you should go eat here. You should go eat here. You should go hiking at like Red Rock. And I'm like, okay, sick, right? And then before I left, I approached Billy and I was like, hey, so do you do remote coaching? And at the time, he's like, sorry, no, I don't. Like, he only programs for the people in the gym. I'm like, that's fine, right? Like, glad to have met you. Please keep in touch, right? And then when I went home, when I landed back in Toronto, he emailed me back and he's like, you know what, let's try it. And then since then, that's it. Yeah. That's the start of the Fran and LVB Coach Billy relationship.
Yeah. There's so many good nuggets there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just, the head coach of Las Vegas Barbell. He's just the nicest person. It's more than one occasion that I've heard that people come here solely because they get attention from him, and then he's so generous.
Yeah.
And it sounds kind of corny, but he makes you feel seen.
You know what? Like, I can say he was one of the first coaches to ever ask me about the other things that I had on my plate at the time. Like, we had a phone call, just like an onboarding call, and he didn't just ask me about my like weightlifting goals. He also asked me, are you in school? Like, how many hours are you spending in school? Do you work? Like, what's your work schedule like? How many days are you spending in the gym? How many hours are you spending in the gym? How many days do you want to be in the gym? Like, and I've never had anyone actually care about all this other stuff because they're just like, here's your program, get it done. But he was very much like, I need to know everything else that's on your plate and just make weightlifting fun. And I feel like that was also very telling of the type of coach he was. So I went through a breakup beginning of last year.
There we go.
and so when I vacationed here like 5 years ago, so Billy met my partner, right?
Oh, interesting.
So went through the breakup. So like it was a relationship of like 6 years that fell through. And I remember emailing Billy. I'm like, hey, so the guy that you met X years ago, like, we just broke up. I'm moving out. I'm finding my own place. Got to get my own car, like, all of that.
Yeah.
Just letting you know. Like, I still want to train, but that's what's going on right now.
Because all these life factors matter towards your
100%. And he's just like, say less, you get on the minute stuff for a month. And I'm like, because, like, he's like, I don't want to give you any time to think. Like, set a timer, just go on the minute, and, like, because he didn't want me to sit there just ruminating and, like,
that is so interesting.
Right? So, like, he's that type of guy. Or when I was in Cairo school, right, it's wild. Like, you're enrolled in, like, 15 courses at the same time. Yeah. And usually my provincial championships and nationals were sandwiched in between exams all the time. And it's awful because sometimes you have to write, like, 9 exams in 8 days, right? Yeah. And so I'd tell him, I'm like, training is mental health for me. And it's just good for me in general, but it's also exam season. And he'll be like, cool, we're just going to do 3 days, and they're going to be a productive 3 days. So, and I still improved even on those modified weeks during exam season. Yeah, like, he's very, very good at accommodating everything else that's going on. Because, again, some coaches don't do that, right?
That's like, so, yeah, most of the time I would guess that it would just be a program.
Yeah, and like, so I have very, very open communication with him, and I really, really appreciate that. And then, you know, when things are going good, I'm like, yo, send it, right?
That is awesome.
So we have a very, very, and that's how remote coaching, that's how we made it work, right? Because he can't see me, right? He doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I think to make it work, I have to be very honest with him about how things are going, because maybe it's not the programming. Maybe it's just I'm a piece of shit, and like I'm not recovering. I'm not eating. I'm not being disciplined on my end. And I don't think it's fair to blame the coaching or the programming if I'm not doing my part. And then conversely, if things are going really well, I'll be like, hey, I really like these things that we're doing. Can we try to keep them in for another cycle? Because I'm just feeling a lot of benefit from this. And he would be like, okay, cool, right? So I think a lot of honesty on my end and trust in him,
right,
I think really contributed to like our online stuff working.
Again, right? So many great nuggets. I mean, like, you already mentioned that you were part of Team Canada, and to make it to an elite level in any sport really takes certain characteristics, and you hit on one of them just right now, and there's a bunch more. Just self-accountability. Being able to say, hey, before I blame the coach, maybe there's other things that I could do better in my life, because it isn't just the lifts. It could be life stress, it could be sleep, it could be nutrition, and it sounds like Billy was like reaching out to you as far as, and you were saying your part on being honest on what's going on. Yeah, that's super cool that he programmed with that in mind. Yeah,
100%. Like every exam season, I'm like, hey, it's happening. Just like, yeah. Even when I went on vacation, because I'm that type of I'm that person that still trains on vacation. Like, I don't need a barbell, but I still need to. I know exactly what you're talking about. Right? And like, I'll tell him. I think, and if I have access to a barbell, that'd be great. But like, I'm like, can we do? If I'm gone for a week, I'm like, can you give me like a 3-day thing, in and out within an hour and a half?
Okay.
Right? Like. And that's all I give him, right? And like maybe a bonus 4th day, like if I have like a hotel gym with like a dumbbell or something, like whatever. So give me like 3 days of barbell stuff and a bonus optional 4th day. And he'll be like, I'm on it. And then things like that.
That's
right?
Awesome.
He's just so accommodating. So that's why I was still able to make meaningful progress, even with all this like stuff going on in my life, right? Like, and I think that's like very valuable to like find in a coach that like he really, really, really does care.
Yeah.
Right, which is really rare.
I think so too.
Yeah, and that's why I stayed really loyal to him, right? Yeah. So even as someone that hasn't seen him in 5 years, like that's why I'm like, no, I'm just gonna stick with the guy, right?
Have there been any coaches trying to snag you up?
Oh yeah. Yeah? All the time. Or like I've had people from other clubs be like, have you considered switching? Or when I moved from Toronto to Calgary, the company I was working for at the time, they asked if I would be willing to switch coaches because all of them were programmed by someone else, right?
Okay.
And they're like, would you be willing to switch? And I said, absolutely not, right? Because I think loyalty means something, like there's one, but also in those 5 years, you figure out what works and what doesn't work for a person. So, big example, volume squats don't work for me.
Okay.
Like, they don't work. Like, we've done 6, 8s, 10s, and, like, I can PR, like, those volume PRs, but my overall strength, like, would not improve. Like, if we try to go for heavy triple, heavy double, the numbers don't move. And that takes time to figure out. And then what we found out now that pauses work really well for me. Or like, pauses, triples, but like anything more than 5, like the strength doesn't transfer for me. But it works really well for other people. It doesn't click with me, right? Same thing with like high volume lifting.
Okay.
Like if you don't give me like sets of 5 power snatches because they just don't. Like it just doesn't work. Yeah. Right? And I think there's something to be said about going through that process with a coach, because how many people do we know that maybe stick with one coach for maybe a quarter of a year a 12-week thing, and then they're like, this doesn't work, and then jump to someone else.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves.
Right? So I think I like how we took the time to go through those things, and I trusted him to put me through it and see how I responded, and then I would never tell him something doesn't work. But when we check in, I'll be like, this is what happened, or this is not what's happening. Or we just found out today, so today I had to do a dip plus a power jerk and then a split jerk, right? And it went really, really well.
Yeah, I saw it. It looked great.
It went really well.
You didn't see, but I took videos.
Okay,
yeah,
love that. Thank you. And I went up to him afterwards. I was like, I think the dip plus jerk works really well, because you know what doesn't? Dip plus push press does not work for me. My push press is ass compared to my jerk. So my best jerk's 107.
107?
My push press is like 70 on a good day.
What are the ratio? I feel like, mine is like 110, and then my jerk is like 140. So
is that like 80-ish percent?
I don't know.
I'm not good at math.
Doesn't sound that bad though.
I don't know. I feel like it should just be more. But like, apparently, like, my body does weird things when I want it to push press. And then like, he saw part of it today, and I trained with him on Thursday, and yeah, he's just like, yeah, the push press is, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, dip, push press, jerk just doesn't translate up here for me. And also that's a me thing, but I'm like, we keep doing it and it's not doing anything. And then he'd be like, okay, noted. And then we'll do something that actually does work, right?
You're able to verbalize like these things that you're not doing the best at, like push presses.
But there's also experience involved too, right? Like, I've been doing this long enough to like understand what kind of feels like it's working and what's not.
Right.
Like, I'll text and be like, hey, so something just clicked today. I think I finally learned how to use my legs. Like,
yeah, that was funny when you said that. And you also said I'm 8 years in, and I'm like, damn, that sounds so familiar, because I'm always learning something new too.
Yeah, like, I think because I started off with a Bulgarian coach, and he was very, very big on the leaning back. So every time he said like,
he taught leaning back.
Yeah.
Wow.
So every time he says finish your pull, he always leaned back. So that's how I learned it, right? And then when I started working with Billy, that was something that was on our radar to fix, but not at the time. And actually, we didn't really start working on that till last year. Yeah. So how does remote coaching work when your athlete is international? So because Billy's American, he's not going to fly up there to coach me for a local comp. Like, it doesn't make sense. So I'm very, very fortunate to have local coaches that are willing to adopt me for a season. Normally, like, I used to ask around to be like, hey, I see you have an athlete at this comp in my session. Are you willing to take me on as well? Can I sign up under your club for this season?
And this is you taking the initiative to do that, not Billy?
No, I do it.
Yeah.
Right? Because he doesn't know anything.
Yeah, it would make more sense for you. Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, can you, kind of like a weightlifting orphan right now, like, can you adopt me into your club? And at first, people were a little hesitant, like, when they didn't know me. But now no one cares. They're just kind of like, oh, yeah, come on board.
So would you say that you're well known in Canada now? No. For the weightlifting scene, this is small, right?
In Canada, no.
Because a funny thing happened.
What happened?
Because I posted a story of us, like, my thing was like, it's, you know, some people are so, like, sticklers about, you know, always just training, do everything optimal, and I was just like, well, it's fine to go out on the weekend and have fun.
Oh yeah, like.
And then I posted like our karaoke night.
Yeah.
And then you did one of these B-side.
Yeah.
And then someone that follows me was like, "Is that Fran?" And it's like one of the Canadian dudes.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. Yeah, it is.
I wouldn't say I'm well known.
Well, someone knows you.
It helps that I was like an Ontario athlete for so long, and then I moved to Alberta, so maybe within Ontario and Alberta people might know me, but I wouldn't consider myself a celebrity at all. Like, our other 64s are incredibly successful, so
yeah, we could talk about that.
You know, Maud, Sharon, and
I did some
Nadia.
research.
Like, they're incredibly more like pop. They have way more like internet presence. Like,
so those are the two that are ahead of you?
Yeah,
you talked about Maud, but I didn't hear about
Nadia. Nadia is also from Calgary.
Okay.
It's normally her and Maud, and then there's usually one more. There's more coming up from Quebec, but I don't know any of their names. I don't want to be disrespectful.
Right.
But the reason why I got the opportunity to be on the team last year, Nadia came up to me and she's like, "Hey, so Maud and I are both not declaring interest to go, and you're the only other one that I know of, so you should probably declare, right? And it costs money to declare.
You're saying
like
that.
it's $100. It's $100 just to send in a piece of paper saying, "Hey, I would like to go." Which
They don't actively seek you out?
No,
like
no.
There's no, like, ranking system, like 1, 2, 3, and then...
There's a ranking system, but you have to declare interest and pay money to be like, yo, pick me.
I'm sure Canada is great.
They don't, and they don't
interesting.
refund you. They don't refund you if
Well,
you don't get
I think
chosen.
it's interesting that okay, so you declare interest, right? Let's say a bunch of people declare interest, right?
Yeah.
They still have to select you, right?
Yeah, they select you from the people that declare interest.
But, and this is going to be an interesting topic, whenever they select you, they're obviously saying that they want you too.
I guess
but they
so.
don't, what is the financing like as far as going to, because you got to go to the...
Commonwealth Championships.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your first international competition.
My first international comp.
Okay,
And-
talk about that.
Oh, it was wild. At first I really didn't believe it because, like, I don't know. I consider myself like old for like weightlifting. I started like in my 20s, so I never thought that me making it on the team was a thing. I thought I was gonna retire after I hit like 80, 100 because at my first ever meet, my first comp, my final clean and jerk attempt was 77, and I missed it.
First ever meet?
My first ever meet.
77?
Yeah, and I missed it. And now 77's like my opening snatch. So like, but to think at the time, like if I wanted to ever dream of making the international team, I had to snatch my clean and jerk. Like, which is a wild concept.
Yeah.
Right? So that was my first ever meet. So like, it was never like in my plan to represent.
You just kept showing up every day.
Yeah,
And then
and
the
that
stars
and like
aligned.
that, and I lucked out, right? I lucked out because
man.
the Commonwealth Championships are not an Olympic qualifier, so it's not Worlds, it's not Pan Am's, right? So anybody that mattered wasn't gonna go, right? Because why would you taper and travel and spend money on a comp that wouldn't qualify you for the thing that matters, right? And I'm not saying I don't matter, but like anybody that was like worth their bowl of salt wasn't going. And that's why Nadia was just like, I think you should go. I think this is the time. So they sent 264s. It was myself and Monica Knowlton from Ontario. Also very, very strong. Like, I was like the weakest person on the team. Like, the imposter syndrome hit really fucking hard, right? In terms of like funding and stuff, I don't know the structure of how Canadian weightlifting funds their athletes because I don't receive, like, I'm definitely not good enough to receive any of that. Like,
So it's possible if you were in a higher level competition that is a qualifier, then there would have been
I really don't
incentives
know.
for you?
You're
Okay.
gonna have to ask somebody that actually receives that stuff.
Yeah.
I crowdfunded for that trip, so I started a GoFundMe because like everything you had to pay for on your own, like the anti-doping fees, hotel, you had to go. I think they were covering like 3 nights of it, but because it was in India and I'm traveling from Canada, you kind of want to go a little earlier.
India,
Right?
Oh,
So yeah, so I couldn't speak to funding and how that's done. Feel like maybe if you're really, really good.
Yeah.
But like, to be fair, I'm like on the C team, right? Like, that was kind of like, at least for the people I interacted with while we were there, we kind of joked around that like, yeah, we're the C team. We're the people that go when the good people don't want to go. Right? Talked about honesty.
It's still cool.
Yeah, it was still really cool. It was really, really cool. We talked about honesty, right? And like, that's just what it is,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
even now, like, there's more 64s that would probably get sent before me, and it's just a matter of finding out who's actually declaring interest, so I
Right.
don't spend money.
But all you guys talk. Because that's really cool that those two people that are technically ahead of you
well,
are like,
I
we're
don't
not
interact with Maud, but like Nadia does, and she told me.
Oh,
Like,
I thought
know-
you lifted with her.
I lifted with Nadia.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
lift with Maud. She's out of Quebec.
Because I searched her up and I was like,
Yeah.
wait a second.
No.
That's an Olympic
I
champion.
still get so starstruck when I'm around
Oh,
her.
yeah?
Like, even seeing her in the warm-up room, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's her.
Yeah.
You know, no, it was really cool. Like, Nadia is really good at, like, she's very, very supportive. Like, we compete against each other, but I don't know, like, I don't see a point in,
You're just worried about your own results.
Yeah,
Trying to be better every
'cause,
single
like,
day.
I don't know, I don't see a point in being so hyper-focused on what someone else is doing, because I know it said it takes a village before, but at the end of the day, you're on your own on the platform. So
correct.
And it's not my job to worry about what everyone else is doing, because on comp day, that's my coach's job. My job is to just sit there and listen to my coach.
Right.
So no, I think it's good to get along with the people that you compete with.
I think so too. I'm always so nice to everyone whenever I'm at a national meet, because I mean it's great to network. I mean these are actually people that like do the same thing as you, and there's not that many people like you.
Yeah, it's such a small sport. Like we don't make money doing this. It's not ball. It's not tennis. It's not golf. Right? Like I have to pay to participate in the sport, and it's even worse because if you're good, you have to pay more, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't see the point in like outwardly making enemies out of it. Like,
yeah, that's weird.
It's really weird. Like, I don't know. To me, it's just pointless. Like, you can direct your energy somewhere else. Like, if you're so worried about what everyone else is doing, like, why don't you just kind of worry about what you're doing? Because if you just stay in your lane, you're gonna get better anyways.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't see the point in obsessing over it.
That's
I
true.
really don't. Yeah.
Let's talk about your training today.
Okay.
Because can you tell the audience what PRs you hit?
Well, this whole trip was pretty solid, actually.
Well, I haven't seen your other sessions. Tell me about it.
Okay, so I flew in Thursday. Today is what? Today's Monday. So I flew in Thursday, and I just had a light workout with Coach, which was really nice because I'm like, I haven't trained with him.
5 years.
So we're just chatting, training, just doing some light powers, getting fast. You know, I only had 3 hours of sleep that night. And then Friday, I did an AM PM session. So in the morning, we did some pretty heavy squats, did my pulls, went home, ate, took a nap, and I came in and I soft PR'd my snatch. Like I got 83 last nationals.
What does that mean?
Like, it didn't count. It wasn't 3 white lights. So like,
was it over your head?
But it was over my head, and I stood it up. Right?
It counts.
But yeah, I didn't lock it out. It was my left elbow.
But you stood it up?
I stood it up.
Okay.
I stood it up.
Training
so like
mate.
it's but I got like a clean 82 during training on Friday. Like both elbows locked out. It was solid. It was a good lift.
Okay. Okay.
So
and how long has it been since you PR'd?
My snatch?
Yeah.
A year. So that
See,
was
these are huge. I always get like bothered. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but like people that make progress, and I'm like, it's been years since I PR'd. And these guys,
absolutely.
And they don't even care. I'm like,
it took me.
This is so cool to be able to PR.
It took me 4 years to hit a back squat PR.
4 years?
Yeah, dude.
Because you did Bulgarian, I'm sure you were
I'm weak as fuck.
What's your back squat?
Now it's 135.
That's not weak.
But okay, so after every comp, like usually other coaches would come up to me like, so what's your best front squat? I'm like, I don't know, like 118. And I'm trying to like clean and jerk like 105-ish.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, so you're a pretty efficient lifter. I'm like, thanks for telling me I'm
That's
weak.
so funny.
And then I remember like on my coaching call with Billy, I was like, I am sick of people telling me I'm an efficient lifter, because that's just code for you're weak.
Yeah.
Right? So
I went to the Philippines for 6 months just to work on strength.
yeah.
I put my head down. I was
Yeah.
like, this food here is cheap. I'm living with my family.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna fucking hit some big ass numbers.
Did you hit some big ass numbers?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
did.
Yeah. So like strength has been like our huge focus, but so hit a snatch PR, like an actual snatch
Nice,
PR,
nice.
which is really cool. And then we had a clean front squat jerk complex.
Oh, that was badass.
Oh,
You know how many eyes were on you?
Not a clue. I was so focused on what I was doing that like I didn't.
That was the
notice
first
it.
time I saw you in person. I was like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, because this is what happened.
Okay, what
before
happened?
she goes into this story.
Tell me what happened.
So I go,
Okay.
I'm like, okay. So yeah, I walk to the back.
Okay.
Everyone's lifting. I'm like, and I kind of see you. I'm like, I don't know that person.
Fair.
That's
fair.
I get to the back, and then you know Vanessa, right?
Yeah.
And she's the one that Billy said likes to pet people. I've never heard that one.
Apparently, she likes to pet people like.
Did she pet you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I don't
she
know
was
what
on the
it is.
other side of the gym, but like Billy saw her. He's like, "It's okay, I'll do it for you," and he was just like,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I see Vanessa in the back, and then she's like, "Dude, she's strong as fuck." I was like, "What's that? Wait a second, is that Canadian lifter?" And then you eventually do like I think you did. What'd you end on?
I ended on 100.
You ended on 100. So I saw 95.
Okay.
And I thought you just clean and jerked it. I was like, oh man, that was. But you're doing clean front squat jerk.
Yeah.
So then Jem and Ivan, you met Jem and Ivan.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, she's a beast. She's about to clean and jerk that.
Yeah.
Everyone's watching you in the, or we're all watching on the side. And then you clean it, because I thought you just clean and jerk. You front squat it, and then everyone was like, and I was like, dang, she's dipping really low.
Imagine clean thruster.
Yeah. And then you hit the jerk, and I was like, dang, she's a beast.
Yeah.
But everyone was watching you.
It was exciting because normally when Billy emails me my program, like I never see the words coach's call because I'm never with him.
Oh.
I'm never with him. So
do you see RPE 9?
No, he literally went coach's call.
Okay.
Right.
But any of your program, you don't see like RPE 9
yeah,
or
RPE
like
9
heavy?
or heavy single, and then those are the times he trusts me to make the call because sometimes
then what do you do?
I'm like, so I was a bad athlete and I went off program, but like I PR'd.
Hey, whenever there's a couple of us at the gym, whenever we see RPE 9 heavy or whatever, we're like, oh, that's a max out day.
Right? Like he trusts me with that though, because I think I sent that a couple times, and he's like, you know, I appreciate how you tell me, and he said, you're only allowed to take your bonus reps if you know you're gonna make it, because he's very, very big on not training misses. Yeah. Very big on not training misses. So, like, there's days where I'm good, and I call it when I call it, and there's days where I jerked 107 last month, and on that day I was supposed to end off at 95, and I was doing jerk waves. But, like, I just had such a good rhythm, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep going, right? And then went 95, did 100, and that just looked so, and it felt so good. I'm like, let's just do 104, and that also looked really crispy, and I'm like, let's just do 107, and then we got it. And then like there was a slight wobble there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call it. Like I might have had 110 in me that day, maybe, right? It looked like I could have had it, but it was just me being smart. I didn't want to end on a miss. I already PR'd twice. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this and run. Like we'll have another opportunity, right? So he trusts me to make those calls, right? And I think it's because
when was that one?
That one was like a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
I need to check. But yeah, that was roughly about a month and a half ago.
Got it.
Right? And then, so when I see on paper, like, coach's call, or like, I'll call the weights, I'm like, oh my God, that's so exciting, but also terrifying, right? I competed 2 weeks ago at our provincial championships, and we didn't taper for that because nationals is coming up really soon. It's the third weekend of May. So we just decided to train through, which is why the timing for this training camp worked out, because I didn't peak, so I might as well just max out. And I didn't expect to PR that, right? Because it was going really well, and then like 90 looked weird, right?
Okay.
So clean front squat jerk, 90 looked weird, and he's just like, okay, let's do 95, but fix this thing. Okay. And then that went really well, and then we just kind of looked at each other for a little bit. And I'm like, you make the call, man. It literally says coach's call. And he's like, let's do 100, but you're going to sit for a while. Okay. Right? So, yeah. And then we hit that. And he's like, okay, let's call it. And I think the clean front squat jerk complex is incredibly rude because it's hard. Yeah, it is. But he's just like, I need to see you do it on like tired legs, man. Because I can usually clean things for the most part. I think I've only ever missed a clean like twice in competition. Okay. 3 times in competition. But it's always the jerk. It's like, is she gonna get it? Is she not? Like that's
the
what
jerk is a limiting factor.
My jerk sucks.
I don't think your jerk sucks. I just watched you.
Now it doesn't. But it took a really long time. Yeah. Like we had to deconstruct the whole thing.
But you were talking about when you first. I mean, years ago. The pain is that factor at all?
Well. So the funny thing is, when I started lifting, I was jerking on my left foot. And then because of the pain, I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm going to power jerk because at least it's more symmetrical. Yeah. But power jerking's hard. Yeah. And usually after 85, like it gets really weird. It's really just a toss up. Is she going to get it? Is she not? And I think my first comp out of COVID, I was power jerking and I missed like my national qualifiers. And the coach that was helping me at the time, he's like, you're going to split jerk. Right. And I'm like, but it hurts. He's like, you're going to split on the other leg. Okay. And I'm like, I've got 4 weeks for the next comp to sign up for. To me. And then he's just like, then you've got 4 weeks to figure it out. And I'm like, okay. So in 4 weeks, I learned how to split jerk on the opposite leg. I made my qualifiers, and then I'm like, and my back didn't hurt. So obviously there was something wrong, like mechanics wise, on the other leg. But so my left-footed split jerk is 100. My right-footed split jerk is now 107, and my power jerk after today is 99.
Yeah.
Which
you're good for more. I could tell you're good for more.
Yeah, but
you just had to walk it out a little bit.
But it's very like they're pretty even.
Yeah.
Like they're all within 10 kilos of each other,
good.
which is kind of weird, but yeah. So.
Have you ever got pushed down into a squat jerk?
No.
No? How long did you train the power jerk for?
Like a year-ish, right? Like you always start weightlifting learning the power jerk, and then old coach told me to split, and then went back to power jerking for a while, and then I don't know, splitting just is a little more consistent for me. Yeah,
so. It just seems like the one that's more forgiving.
Yeah, I think my best squat jerk's like 85.
You tried it?
I've tried it. Like normally the week after comp, I get permission just to dick around.
Yeah. I do the same thing.
We do weird shit. Like I used to be like, hey, let's have a split snatch comp, right? Like, and obviously the boys are gonna win, so we just put it down as like whoever split snatches.
Do you have video of that?
Yeah, it's like somewhere there. Like I really need to scroll back.
Yeah,
but I do have my best split snatch. I think is 65.
That's so badass.
Like,
do you feel like you're way faster underneath the bar whenever you go back to regular snatching?
No. So that wouldn't transfer, right, for me? Like, so we always go, whoever split snatches the highest percentage of their best snatch wins. Okay. Because naturally the dudes can split snatch like 90. And, like, I'm not split snatching 90. So we do it percentage.
Yeah, but it's percentage.
Yeah, but we do it percentage based. Or we do, like, stupid shit. Split clean. We did split clean one time.
Yeah.
Or, like, we tried squat jerking. Yeah, I can say I'm not good at that, but I can try. I tried. Right?
I did it in competition once. Split snatch.
Was it like early on?
I opened with 70 on a split snatch, and then my next attempt was 100. Not split snatching. I just
okay. I was like, that's a big jump.
Yeah, everyone in the front was all confused. Like, dude, he just split snatch. He's gonna do it again.
I've never squat jerked in comp. I do know a really, really good squat jerker. Yeah. Her name is Katrina. She doesn't. I don't think she competes anymore. But every time she would squat jerk, and the whole crowd would be like, "Whoa!" Right? Because it's so rare.
Yeah. But I don't like squat jerk. I used to squat jerk. Like that was my main style of jerk. Mm-hmm. It's just not so inconsistent, especially as the heavier.
Hard. It's just hard. Like you already have to clean it, and now I have to squat it again. Like, good luck.
Yeah.
Coming from someone with a not great leg strength.
Yeah.
To clean.
But you can split with both feet though.
I can split with both feet, right? So yeah. I usually like to dick around after that. Once a year, whenever I visit Toronto, I go back to Band of Barbells, and they're a powerlifting gym. So I'm like, I have to super total.
Dude, that's so cool. I've never done that.
So like, I'll text or email Billy and be like, so permission to just be a bro?
Yeah.
For a day. And he's like, yeah, go for it. Because he knows that I can call it, right? That's the thing, because it's a big party there. Like they have one of the members owns like a restaurant, so he'll cater like the whole night, and go like I'll snatch, clean, and jerk something modest, right? Like maybe like 73, 75, 95, right? And then I'll do my SBD. Like I think this past year it took me like 6 hours to do everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, wow. I was so hungry and so tired.
Damn. Wait, was the whole gym doing it, or
no? I think it was just me. I'm trying really hard to get the whole gym to do it.
That'd be cool.
Because like,
but it's a powerlifting. Then they don't snatch and clean and jerk.
Yeah, but I want them to try because like it's been so many years of them being like, oh, I want to try it, or or sometimes some of the guys would like come over to my bar and just like kind of clean it, and I'm like, now put it over your head, and they're like, no. Right, and like,
what'd you do? What was do you remember?
It wasn't big because like I didn't get a lot of sleep. Like, I try to always take a really early flight so I can maximize the day like when I land. So I was coming in on like 4 hours of sleep.
Do you get good sleep?
No.
It sounds like the theme here is 3 hours, 4 hours.
I don't sleep well, and I feel like would I be better if I slept well? Absolutely. Yeah. But
I mean, you got the energy.
I do. But I think if I slept better, it would go a lot better. Yeah. But what did I do? I think I did like 75, 95.
Is everything kilos up there?
Yes.
There's no pound plates?
We have pound plates.
Oh, okay.
Well, because like sometimes you just want to lift with pound plates. the boys want to lift with pound plates.
Yeah.
Like some of them just want to like bench 405 and
it
looks good and it sounds good, you know. But I think I just squatted 125 and then I benched a cute little 52. And
do you change your stance whenever you're doing like powerlifting?
Yeah, I do like a modified sumo when I'm pulling.
Okay.
Like if like my deadlift is like a modified.
But how about
sumo.
your squat? Is everything's the same?
Oh no, that was the same. And then I tried to be good, and I still did my program squats after my heavy single.
Wow.
I don't know. I had the time.
Yeah.
And then I think I only pulled like 130. Like my best pull is like 150. I think
that's huge.
160. I don't remember.
It is super weird to see like a chick like, because you have the red and yellow on the bar. I never see that here.
Well, I don't know. I consider myself like kind of average. Maybe it's because I train with people who are also very strong, right? So I
well, that's good.
Yeah, once
Big
in a while,
fish, small pond, that's
like
not you.
Nadia and I would like coordinate heavy days. Like she'll reach out and be like, "Hey, when are you there?"
How much better is she than, or how many? What's her snatch and clean and jerk?
I've witnessed a 90-kilo snatch from her, and I've witnessed a 114 clean and jerk.
I mean, that's not that far.
My recollection might be inaccurate, so if I offend you, I'm sorry. But she can't.
Will she watch this, you think?
I don't know, maybe, but like, so I'm sorry if I got your numbers wrong. But those are the numbers that I've witnessed, right?
Okay.
So yeah, that's the gap. So it's a pretty notable gap, right? And like, and that's why I'm like, I think I'm so okay with like where I am,
yeah,
because it's just like I'm still trying to get better and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so we'll coordinate heavy days. I train with another girl. Her name is Paulina, and she's a 59 and wicked strong. Like she totaled, like my math is bad. Like she snatched 90, she clean and jerked 105. So that's 195. She totaled 195 like on a Thursday morning.
As a 59.
Like it was just her shit. So she did multiple reps.
So these, who are the consistent training partners you have? Is it those two?
Honestly, like
you don't really have
I kind of
consistent
train by myself.
Really?
Yeah.
The majority of the time?
Yeah.
So how much downstairs you PR'd a bunch of stuff seems like.
Yeah.
But how much is that you being ready for the PRs, and how much is that training environment?
Oh, I want to credit like at least 75% of it to the environment.
It's different.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Like training with a team and like having that support, I think it just pushes you differently.
Yeah.
Right? Like in so many ways, right? Like again, we know I didn't sleep well, right? Like
yeah.
like Thursday morning I got like 4 hours of sleep.
When did you wake up?
Today?
No, that night.
Oh, like after I got home at like 6 a.m. and went to bed at 7.
Okay.
I woke up, like, my body woke me up at 10, and then I'm like, go the fuck back to sleep.
Yeah.
So, like, I just, like, pulled my hood over my eyes, and, like,
Oh, is there sunlight?
Oh, a
coming
ton
in?
of sunlight.
Oh, no.
And so, like, I woke up at 12. So I got, like, 5 hours.
Okay. And you had a morning session? Or
No, I didn't train Saturday, Sunday.
That's right.
So Sunday, like, I knew by Sunday that I was probably going to be pooped.
Yeah.
Like, I had a feeling, because I went out, I had 2 sessions on Friday at AM, PM, and I PR'd, right? And then I went out Friday night, and then Saturday I had a pretty full day, and then went out all night Saturday, so I just knew that Sunday I had to chill, right? So I spent a lot of yesterday just eating and sleeping.
Good.
Because the priority was to train when I came down here, right? Like, I didn't have the opportunity to train with Coach. The most I can do to respect his time and my effort is to, like, set myself up for a successful training camp, right? So, chilled a lot yesterday, went to bed on time, and, like, today I rolled in, and I did great still. I'm pretty sure
you had a morning session today?
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to, like, crash when I get home.
Yeah.
But, like, a lot of my success, I think I contribute to the team environment.
It's a big deal. I'm so impressed with you that you're able to get as much progress as you have gotten through. I mean, remote coaching, I understand how that could work, but being solo is very hard.
Solo is really hard. It's really hard. I know a couple people that can, like, PR on their own and stuff, and I'm like, that's a skill that I don't have. Like, I think I thrive training at least with another person or I miss the team. I really do. Yeah. I really, really miss having a team environment.
Yeah, it seems like everyone loves you.
I love you guys too. And like, and that's the thing, like, I was so excited to come down because, and we touched on this on Saturday where, like, culture in a gym is top down, right? Like it all starts with whoever owns the place, right? And through him, like that's where he sets the standard for how you treat each other, how you treat the gym, and like, and then you guys just permeate that culture, right? So I'm like, if Billy is the type of person and type of coach that at least I have the impression of him being, then I know that the environment that he'll cultivate is reflective of that, which is why I wasn't worried coming down here. Like I purposely left my weekend open, like, because I'm like, I just know I'm going to try to meet people Thursday, Friday and be like, let's all go out. Like, yeah. And I know for the most part people would be down because he's a very welcoming, kind person. And I know that, have you heard like your vibe attracts your tribe?
Oh, that's a good one. I haven't heard that.
But yeah, your vibe attracts your tribe. So like if that's the type of person he is, and those are the type of people that are going to stick around in his gym that are also very welcoming and open and friendly people. Because I'm sure there's been some other people that might have come through and they just don't last long.
Yeah, there's
yeah, and like they weed themselves out, right? So that's why like I wasn't.
Yes, worried. They did.
Yeah. That's not me. That's some shade. No, that's not me. That's it. If the shoe fits, he's talking about you. But yeah, so that's why like I wasn't worried, and I was just like, I was really looking forward to it. Like I wasn't nervous at all.
That is awesome.
When I came in, though, I tried my very best to not draw any attention to myself. But, like, when I came in...
Well, you did.
It wasn't my intention. Like, coming in Friday morning, like, so Coach Jen was there Friday morning, and I'm like, okay, hi, I'm just gonna go sit in the corner by myself. And she goes, hey, everyone. So this is Fran. I'm like, oh, my God, no, don't look at me.
Damn it, Jen, why'd you do that?
and then I had Coach B in the afternoon, and he did the same thing. Like, I just kind of... went and kind of sat on my bench. I like maybe said hi to the person next to me. Yeah. And he's like, hey everyone, so this is your teammate Fran. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Hi.
I mean, you're kind of a big deal.
Don't look at me.
You're the only senior international athlete LVB has.
I don't want to be a big deal. Like I'm just someone that picks things up and puts them back down.
Oh my gosh, so humble.
And keep showing up. Like it's just weightlifting. Like and that's I think it was like I had a really bad back injury back in October. Honestly, it was dumb. Like I was hang snatching like 50.
Okay.
And then something happened. I don't know what happened. And then by the time I loaded up 55, I could not break the floor. Like
that's so weird.
It's
always like these random like during warm up stuff that
and like it hurt so bad. Someone else had to like strip the bar and put shit away and like it was intense. Like I couldn't even put the collar on the dog. Like it was bad. And where was I going with that? And then, so me being in the profession that I am with the interest that I have, I said, like, I have all the knowledge and resources to deal with the physical aspect of my injury. Like I was trying to move like right away. I was getting like 15,000 steps trying to stay mobile and squatting and hip hinging right away to desensitize the movement. But like, I really, really struggled with the mental aspect of injury because a lot of my like social identity is like she plays volleyball and she's good at weightlifting, and it really sucks when you're forcefully taken out of those environments because it hurts to move. So for a while I'm like, who am I? Like I can't do the things that I like to do and that I'm known to be good at. Like at one point, like I could like do stuff if the bar was off the rack, but I literally needed someone to pick the bar up from the floor to put it on the rack because it hurt that much. And they're like, yo, what the fuck? Like, move your own bar. I'm like, I'm not being a diva. I actually can't.
So how long did that last?
I think it took me 6 weeks, which is very fast considering like how bad it was. But like I said,
and
like
you still don't know what it was.
Don't know what it was. Like I was so stubborn with the rehab. But
it's like you're saying, someone that wants to be better.
Yes,
will eventually.
They'll do it. They'll do it. Yeah, and I think the point of me bringing that up is I had a really, really good conversation with one of my local coaches. I reached out to him. His name is Alex Haig. And big conversation. At one point, he's just like, people, like, your friends would still be your friends even if you weren't as good of a weightlifter. Like, you know that, right? And one question that he had me reflect on, he's like, do you like weightlifting or do you like being good at weightlifting?
That is such a good question.
Right? Like... And I sat and I thought about it, and I'm like, no, I think I genuinely like the sport. I like how it makes me feel. I like to snatch and clean and jerk. Like, what can I say? Like, I like the environments it puts me in. I like the people that I've met through it. Like, I can genuinely say I like the sport. And it hasn't changed from when I was just, like, snatching 45 to now, right? Because then that really checks if there's an ego component to your lifting, right? And, like, one thing that really helped me let go is, like, at the end of the day, it's just weightlifting and no one cares. Like, you walk out, like, in here, sure, you've said, like, oh, yeah, you have so many eyes on you, and you're kind of a big deal. But, like, the moment I step out those doors, like, no one knows who the fuck I am and what I do. Like, it's just weightlifting.
Yeah.
Right? So, I think I'd rather be remembered for, like, how much fun we had and, like, the vibes that I brought and, like, the environment that I was able to contribute to than being that person that was just like, oh man, she's got the biggest numbers on the board. Because, like, we're all one injury away from, like, never doing this again, right?
You have
like,
such a healthy perspective. I love that.
Yeah, like, we're all just one injury or one freak accident away from, like, never doing this again. So I don't want the value of, like, of me as a person equated to, like, the numbers I throw up, right? Because I feel like you're just as valuable a person. I'm not saying that's not what you were implying, but, like, it's just weightlifting.
Yeah.
It's just a thing we all do. It's a thing that brings us together.
So if you sucked at it, you would still like it?
I think so. Right? Like, I would still try my best. It just so happened that I kept going.
Yeah.
And, like, things just happened. Right? Like,
yeah.
Because I would say locally I'm pretty good. Right? Like,
Have you ever lost a local meet?
Yeah. Like, my first couple years, I didn't even place. Like, just go and do my 6 lifts and I'd leave. Like, I've opened a session before. Okay. Right? Like, doesn't take away from the experience, right? Like, locally, I would say, like, yeah, I'm pretty good, right? I'm usually expected to podium locally. Same thing, like, provincially. If Nadia shows up, I'm probably getting second. If she has another comp, I think last year she was at Pan Am, so I took the first place podium, but I'm literally just keeping your seat warm, man. Like,
but generally, right now where you're at, the provincials, you're gonna medal. I will medal, right? Okay. Barring any, like, so long as you make your lifts.
Yeah. Nationally, I've never stood on that podium.
Nationally is a different beast.
Oh, 100%. Okay. I'm, like, usually top 8. I think there was one year I was 5th one year. Yeah. And, like, it doesn't bother me because look who I'm competing with, right? Like, our Tokyo 2020 champion.
Yes.
She's fucking strong. Nadia's fucking strong. Rachel Siemens is an ex-Olympian, fucking strong. Okay. Right? Monica's really fucking strong. Like, so that's okay. Like, and like...
That's just badass that you're able to share the platform with them.
Yeah, I was just super excited that I'm in the same session, you know what I mean? Like just the opportunity.
How many sessions are there?
Thing. Oh,
in the US, it can go all the way to...
It's just one, but like, still, right? I'm just glad that I get to share the platform with you. Like, who gets to say that, right? Yeah, and I'm totally okay with where I am. Like, especially speaking to Billy, like, when we set goals, it's not like, let's qualify for this, let's beat this person. It's literally, well, let's work on this cycle. Like, let's just get strong. Let's see what happens. Like, that's our last conversations have been like, let's just see what happens. Let's just see where we go with this. Because I didn't expect to come this far.
That's so awesome. It's kind of like, have you seen Forrest Gump?
I've seen it, but I don't remember it. And
just stumbles his way all the way.
Yeah, I know Run Forrest Run and life is like a box of chocolates. That's all I know. Yeah. And the one scene where he's like running and his leg brace falls off.
You just run it.
Yeah, you just go and see what happens. Because at the end of the day, it's weightlifting. And I mentioned this before. It's like, I'm paying to participate, right? I'm not sponsored. Like, I have to pay for my coaching. I have to pay for my meals. Like, I'm fortunate that my boss pays my gym membership, right? So my gym membership's free, but everything else, like, I have to pay my competition fees. I have to pay for my gear. Like,
is that significant? Like the competition fees?
In Calgary, they're pretty bad. Local meat's like $120.
Local meat?
Yeah. Which is ridiculous, by the way. Local meat. You should change that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Back in Ontario, they hate it when I say that. So back in Ontario, like a local meat's like $60.
Oh, okay. That's
to be fair, reasonable. Their participation's higher. To be fair, there's more people in Toronto.
I see what you're saying.
But still, 120 is ridiculous, and you guys should change it.
I mean, I'm sure they have a goodie bag.
You get a T-shirt, but like I think there's one time I'm like, hey, can I like,
That's
can
pretty
I,
high.
can I opt out of the t-shirt to reduce my fee? And the organizer.
You said that?
Yeah, and the organizer's like, no. And I'm like,
golly.
because I think it also prices a lot of people out from trying. Like,
For sure.
especially if you're like a student or like whatever. Right? Like, I don't even want to pay $120 just to hit a qualifier for another meet, you know?
Right.
But yeah, that's it's expensive. It's expensive there.
Yeah.
But like, so I think the point of me bringing that up is like weightlifting is something that I pay to participate in, and like I choose to do on my free time. So it has to be fun, and it has to make me feel good.
Well, I mean, you said earlier that it's your therapy.
Right? Like.
Yeah.
I feel like the day weightlifting starts paying me, which is never gonna happen, then I can bitch about it a little bit. Like it's like your job.
Why is it never gonna happen? I mean, you're in it.
I feel like even our best people, they still need to figure out how to put themselves through comps, right? So even our best people have to do that. Like,
is there any like rumors or like things that people talk about as far as like her name's Maud, right?
Yeah.
2020.
Tokyo
Olympic,
2020 champion, 64.
Is there any like, oh, she got this, she got that? Is there anything that you heard about that?
In terms
as far
of
as like compensation or just rewards?
No,
from the
like
country?
I know the very, very best people get compensated and they get funding. I just don't know how it works. I don't know how much they get.
Yeah.
Like,
but there's no rumors, nothing like that.
I don't know. I also don't keep up. Like I'm very much like in my own world.
So how much do you watch weightlifting?
The most weightlifting I've watched was this weekend because you guys always had a session on.
I don't watch weightlifting.
I don't watch a lot of weightlifting. I like to watch volleyball because it's rally point scoring. It's a little bit faster. By association, I used to watch a lot of ball because the person.
Basketball?
Yeah.
You play ball?
Not well.
Okay.
Because the person I was seeing at the time like was a basketball person. I don't watch hockey. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're a bad Canadian.
Yeah, I don't watch hockey.
I don't watch hockey either.
I don't know. I don't really watch a lot of sports. I prefer to play sports.
Yeah.
I prefer to play it instead of like watching.
I found your YouTube channel.
Oh.
I see it all your volleyball.
I forgot I had a YouTube channel, but yeah.
I mean, you uploaded a video like 3 months ago.
I upload.
So you must really love volleyball.
Yeah, I played it since I was like in grade 4.
That was your first sport.
First sport, first love.
Yeah.
I still play.
I assume that you would have done. You would have said that you're doing weightlifting to be better at volleyball.
No,
but that's not necessarily the case. Has it helped at all?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I usually play a strictly defensive position, so I'm always in the back row.
Yeah.
But I do find when I attempt to jump, I do jump higher.
Yeah.
Right? I do jump higher, I do hit harder. But I think they complement each other really well because of my volleyball, because it's intervals, right? Like my general fitness is better.
Yeah. You don't lollygag too much like everyone else in the gym.
I wouldn't say that's what you do, right? I wouldn't say that. I just
I'm gonna address it right now. That's a problem in the gym, including me. I take too much time between reps.
I just notice I move a little faster than you guys do.
Oh gosh. No, right? it's a real thing that people take forever.
Like at the most, I don't know if you noticed, but like when the song changes, like I'm up. Like I usually give it like maybe like one song, or if it's a long song, then I go.
Are you? Like, so were you? You were messing with the audio downstairs?
Oh yeah.
Oh okay. I was like, man, the music's a little bit louder here today.
That was me.
Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah.
But if not that, you would have headphones.
If I'm on my own, I usually have one headphone in. But
okay.
A couple reasons why I didn't have headphones in this weekend is one, I don't want to be unapproachable, right? Because I think for the most part, when someone has headphones in, it's code for like I'm kind of doing my own thing right now. But I just wanted to be like open to the environment and again really soak it in because I haven't been in a team training environment for so long. And knowing that like some of you guys are gonna like hype me up or like just yell at me. Like, I want to be able to hear it.
Do you like that or not like that?
I fucking love it.
Okay, good.
I love it. I know some people really don't. Like,
yeah.
I remember when I first moved to Calgary. It's a funny story. So, and, like, I didn't know anybody, right? So, I used to just be like, okay, here we go. Like, go person. Or, like, here, you got this, whatever. And no one said anything. Like, they just kind of took it. And I'm like, okay. But then after nationals, because I moved halfway through the season, they still let me compete for Ontario that year.
Okay.
Kind of like met up with Team Alberta afterwards, just to like, you're catching up after comp, and they're like, Fran, it's adorable, and like we love you, and we think it's so cute, but we fucking hate it. when you like do the encouragement bits. And I was so embarrassed because I was like, so I've been doing this for months and none of you said anything, and you're gonna wait till like now.
So they probably talk behind your back like, oh my god.
I think that's fine. Like people will talk behind your back. Like it's just gonna happen.
No, that's trash, man. No, we gotta support each other.
But it's like it's just gonna happen. People will talk, and that's fine. I was just more so embarrassed because I'm like, wow, here I was doing this for months, and none of you said anything. Especially if you don't like it, right? Like, just tell me.
That's like having food in your teeth and no one saying shit.
I know, it was so bad. And they're just like,
trash.
they're like, you know, it's adorable and like you're so cute, but like we fucking hate it. And I'm like, oh. And like, what do you do? What do you do when like 3 people tell you that? Like, because I was standing in a group.
It was an intervention?
Yeah. Because I walked up to them, I'm like, hey, how'd you guys do today? Like, and yeah, they're just like, yeah, we hate it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, what do you say? Like, I just kind of stood there and I was like kind of deflated. And I'm like, well,
I think that's on them. If they didn't. Well, I mean, are they making their lips?
Everyone has their preferences, but it's just more so like, I don't know. I feel like that different. Conversation could have happened somewhere else, or maybe I just have thin skin. I have no idea, but I was just kind of a little deflated after that. And then I kind of moseyed on over to Team Ontario's table. I'm like, guys, are you okay when I like cheer you on? Like, and they're like, no, we love it. And I'm like, okay. So it's not me, it's just whoever I was with. So no, I love it. And sometimes Nadia would do that. Like, for the most part, she's super zoned in. She usually has one earphone in or both, depending on the type of day that she's having.
Yeah.
And we respect that. Like, sometimes we don't talk. Like, sometimes we'll just like we'll alternate, or like we'll give each other the head nod, or like, because she's in her zone, I have mine, right? I'm very open to like chatting and socializing in between. So everyone has their own training environment that they like. Mm-hmm. But so she's very much like, if she needs to focus, she's headphones in. But sometimes if it's a heavy set, she's like, she'll literally look at me and be like, can you yell at me? I'm like, absolutely, girl. Yeah. I got you. Like, so everyone has their thing. It just happens that the people that held my intervention all didn't like it. So, which is why I'm very conscious of, like, if I'm training with somebody, I'm like, I usually ask them, like, what do you like? Because
I guess, yeah.
I'm not about to have that happen to me again.
That's not a thing here.
Yeah, so no, that kind of sucked. It was like a little embarrassing, very deflating, actually. And it's still a bit of an inside joke, like, where
you're still cool with these people?
I would say we're cool. I would say we're cool. Like,
I won't say it then. But go ahead.
I mean, you could say it. I don't know if they're gonna watch it. Like,
fuck that. That's some bullshit.
Like, one of.
Are you better than them? You know what?
We're not gonna get into that. No. Like, one of them is very, 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 very good.
Okay.
It's just what they like.
I don't know you guys, but whatever.
No, I am definitely not better than them. But yeah, one of them was just like they preferred to be talked down to, because you know how some people react really well to, like, yo, that was shit, like, you could do better. You know, some people
that negative reinforcement.
Yeah, and that's very much not in my nature.
That's what they wanted.
That's what they wanted. They'd be like, weird. Yo, that was trash. Like, they're that type of person.
Well, this is just a different culture then.
Maybe it's just that person. But okay. Like, I don't know. It doesn't sound natural coming out of me. So there was one day they were going for like a heavy clean and jerk. I'm like, you're a piece of hot garbage. I hope you fail. I'm like, is that what you want? They're like, yeah, but like you gotta mean it. You gotta mean it.
Nah.
So yeah, now when they lift, I'm like, you're a piece of shit. You suck. Like, it just doesn't sound genuine coming out of me, so I just don't say anything anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, I like how you guys are very much like we yell at each other.
I hope you like the energy. I mean,
I love the energy here.
And that's not even like, I wish you could be. There's 2 things that I hope that you can do. I hope that you can be here one day. Yeah. For a Max Out Friday.
Which I was.
Were you?
Friday.
That was. I mean, that wasn't.
A lot of us maxed out on Friday.
But that wasn't. I guess so. But that wasn't like the cookout, the beers, the drink. Do you drink?
You guys.
Yeah, we do. Oh man, I gotta show you some videos. But like, everyone's going crazy. Like, I don't know if it's changed since I've been gone. Because I've only been back for a couple months. But
allegedly he abandoned.
Yeah, whatever. Allegedly. They'll get over it.
Yeah.
I got this shirt on. I'm tripping. But yeah, beers. Some people are cracking open beers in the middle of their town. It's great.
No, at BOB, at their old location, like I know some of the guys would go outside and play a full game of spike ball in between sets. Like they'll shotgun shit. Sometimes they'll shotgun their energy drinks. Like, depends on the day.
So maybe, I mean, I would love for you to experience that here.
That'd be really fun. I don't drink beer. I think it's weird.
Oh yeah,
like not the act of drinking beer. I just don't like the taste of beer. But like I don't know. I'll drink something.
Yeah. Do you like drinking? I mean, some people don't.
I only drink like
socially
once a year.
Twice
a year. So.
So we got a special day out of you?
After provincial, my birthday was actually right after provincial. So
shoot.
I competed and then I went to eat and then my buddy and I went straight to Costco to buy food and alcohol. And then went home and got the house ready and I weighed in that day at 63.98.
Oh, nice.
And I woke up the next day at 67. Because I was just...
No way.
Yeah, and that was all... Yeah. So
that's crazy.
That was all like pizza, alcohol, and Pedialyte. Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. And then I came down here. I'm like, well, A, I'm in Vegas, and B, I want to hang out. So here we go. Right? It was super fun.
But okay, so that I want you to experience that, and then if you could, I mean, I know it might be hard. The American Open Finals.
Yes. I really do want to compete in.
Because that would be a big
some
one for
type
us.
of AO, because I've never been coached by Billy in comp before.
Yeah.
And I think it would be so nice to just compete with a team again. So my first weightlifting team is Markham Weightlifting out of CrossFit Markham. And it was pretty tight. We had our family picture on the wall. We had matching jackets that the owner ordered for us. Thank you, Steve. And it was just really sweet because even if it was just me or one other girl competing, we would all make an effort to go, and I loved that, right? And then just losing that sucks. It really does suck. I don't get me wrong, I have friends that show up for me in Calgary. Actually, provincials was the most friends that have showed up for me, which is really, really nice. The first time that some of my volleyball people came to a weightlifting comp, and I'm just letting you know it's boring as fuck to watch, and I'm so sorry. But thank you so much for showing up. And because my first couple Calgary comps, no one showed up because I didn't know anybody.
Makes sense.
And it's tough not having someone in the crowd for you. But I just miss having a team.
Did you ever have to count for yourself and do all that?
No.
You never had that experience? Okay,
no.
good.
This past provincials, though, because the coach that's helping me out, he had 3 monkeys in that circus.
Okay.
3 of us, and the other 2, I think, needed a little more hand-holding than I did, so... he kind of left me to my own devices a little bit, and he's just I'm what do I do? Because I spent so many I'm a very anxious lifter, so I spent a lot of years learning to not do anything in the back and just move when my coach tells me to move, because before I used to see everyone else warming up, especially since I started to get a little stronger and I didn't need to start right away. I used to get very anxious seeing everyone else touch the bar, and I'm can I touch the bar? And he's sit down. I'm okay.
I was just talking to Jen about this.
I'm can I touch the bar now? And they're just sit down. And it got to the point where my old coach, I did 5 or 6 empty bar sets just to feel like I'm doing something.
Yeah.
So it took me a very, very long time to learn to just sit there and just listen to what coach is telling you. So it's really weird to learn how to do that. And then now I had to be responsible again for counting my own attempts a little bit. Mm-hmm. But he's just every 3 bar drops on the platform, you do 1. And I'm okay. I can count, right? I can count to 3.
Yeah, you know how the sport works.
Math isn't my strong suit, but I can count to 3. I could not count to 3.
Wait, what happened?
No, because I think I was just focused on my lifting and self-cueing and loading my own bar, and I know those don't sound like complicated things.
No, it is in a big competition, especially if you're good at metal.
I think I did my first 2 warm-up sets, and then at that point I'm has it been 3 drops? Has that just been 2? Oh my god, I lost track already. Right? Apparently I can't count to 3, but I was very lucky. There were 2 coaches helping out one athlete. I think one of them saw that I was just kind of I don't know. I went up to like the computer a couple times. I'm like counting the attempts, and I'm like looking at my bar, and I'm like, someone else just dropped it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do another one. And then he's just like, what do you need? I'm like, can you count to 3 for me? And that's all I need. Like, and then so yeah, it's just I would never count. I can't do it. I know someone in Ontario that coached herself through meets. Her name was Amanda Braddock, and amazing lifter. She's our 49. And she used to coach herself through meets all the time. She's so good at it. Mm-hmm. Like she's just so good at it.
And is she very competitive?
Oh, incredibly. She's been on our national team a couple times. Yeah. And then there's one time I messaged her. I'm like, hey, so like, how do you do that? Help me. Yeah. And she gave me a lot of pointers. But I'm fortunate enough that I had someone there to count my attempts. But snatching was fine. Clean and jerking was harder because like, especially after a water cut, like my legs started to feel like jello. For some reason, when my adrenaline starts going, I start to dry heave. So like I just look like a fucking mess.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Pedialyte, and I'm in the back just going, like I look awful. Yeah. So one of my buddies, Danny, he kind of saw that I was like on my own, and he came into the back room. He's like, "Is anyone loading your bar?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Okay, I'll load your bar for you," because I'd do a rep, and I'd be like.
Heart rate's up. Gotta worry about the
and then you have to
plate.
just switch the plates out, and he's like, "Just sit down, I'll do it for you." So I'm very, very fortunate that I have a lot of people like that look out for me. It truly takes a village because I was a mess.
Yeah,
it was a mess.
It's hard.
It's hard, especially like I'm like I don't know. I'd rather throw another green on than like load little plates. I don't know what I'm doing. Just take over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like, "What do you need?" And I'll just tell him what I need because at that point, like, I can't talk. Like, I just need to sit and focus on not throwing up.
Yeah, my first 8 years, I was always like, even from like the beginning, I was always able to like make nationals. Yeah. But I just never had a coach, so I'm like, I was finally getting into medal contention. Yeah. And then that's when it started mattering. That's when it started to matter because the coaches would play these games and they burn my clock. Yeah. And then I'm like, I can't do all this. And then I have to run here, there. Yeah. So that's why I came to Las Vegas Barbell.
Yeah. And I think you mentioned that the other day. And like, that's something that I still can't do. Like, I can like look at a start list and have an approximate idea. But like doing the math and stuff, I'm like, I'm just going to give this to someone else to do. Right. But yeah, it's super, super valuable having someone just count your attempts and stuff. So, yeah, so that's comp. That's my Alberta weightlifting life. That's my experience coming down. And yeah, I'd love to do an AO with you guys. I think
that would be so. Dude, no, because so cool. I think. Not so much a platform. I mean, we all competed before. We kind of know what it's like. But just being in the house together, traveling there, we're all gonna have food. We're gonna like just kick it. Yeah. And then in the back rooms, it's just like everyone's there to support you.
I love that. Like I don't know, they're getting really strict in Alberta with like if you're not an athlete, if you're a coach, you're out.
Yeah. Do you have sessions cards and then you give it to?
Yeah, or they got like a little thing or lanyard and whatever. Like I volunteered at a meet in February and I was just in the back just saying hi to a couple coaches I don't see. And then one of the TOs came up to me and she's like, "Fran, I'm really sorry and it's not a you thing." I'm like, "You want me out of here?" She's like, I'll give you 5 minutes. And I'm like,
so do you know all the officials kind of?
I know their faces. I don't know all their names. Okay. But I'm pretty close to the officials in Ontario because I've been with them longer. Actually, after I made the national team and nationals is in Toronto that same summer, which was really nice because I got to like stay with a friend and like we got to meet up with all my friends there and they showed up for the meet. But like I went to all the officials that like saw me like kind of grow up in the sport and I'm like, "Hey, so sit down, I have news." And they'll be like, "What is it?" And I'm like, just guess. Right? And one of them was just like, "You're engaged?" I'm like, "No." No. Like, they're like, "What?" I'm like, "So I made the national team." And like, it's so exciting because again, they were there when I was like, when I dropped like 55 on myself, you know, like they saw me kind of like go up and up and up. Like, I have like my NCCP weightlifting and they did that course with me. I'm actually a TO, but I never did it. But like, so they've seen me kind of like go through it. Yeah. And then I'm like, I made the team. And I'm like, oh my god.
What was
like,
the reaction?
It was just surprise.
Yeah.
It got a lot of support, and like, it was just really nice. And it was, I don't know, like I coach volleyball, right? So there's that feeling that you get when you see, like, there was a kid that I coached, and I remember when he didn't know how to serve, or like he didn't know what his rotations were, the positions and stuff. And then like years later, like I think I run into him in like a volleyball gym at some tournament, and he's just like, Fran? And I'm like, who the fuck are you? Because I remember when he was like this small, right? Okay. At this point, this kid's like 6'4", so I was like, who is this guy? Like, and he was playing varsity volleyball, and he's just like,
he started out with you.
Yeah, he's like, I remember when you were just telling me like how to serve, and like there's just something there as a coach that you're just kind of like, aw,
yeah,
like
that's cool.
And just being a part of that journey, and I think that's the feeling that the TOs were getting. Okay, because like I would feel that way if one of my volleyball kiddos just ended up like doing great things, right, and just having the privilege of being a part of that journey. And like the TOs, like they were so supportive. Like even when I was moving away from Ontario to Alberta, there was one of them, Linda, like I was telling, like I'm moving away, and like the circumstances around my move were like a little rough, and like she's very motherly. She gave me a big hug, and she's just like, we'll always support you, like you can always come home. And it was just that's how close everyone was there. Yeah, right. And it's really hard because that's what I left, right? And I would like to see culture change a little bit
in Canada,
in Alberta, versus Ontario, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I feel like as athletes, like we're all respectful of each other, but like that closeness is like what I miss.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I never want to leave this place.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Like, I know, like, some of you guys are joking around, like, so you're gonna move down here? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, at this...
Is that even, like, a possibility? Like, is that something that you could entertain? Like, one day, could you work down here?
I'd have to rewrite another set of board exams.
So there's, like, a way. There's a path?
There's a way. Like, I don't know. Like,
I mean, I don't want... It's just interesting to me, like, shoot, is there a possibility?
I don't know. I kind of just moved. So
I see.
I don't know if I want to move again.
But your experience being here has been
really nice.
Good?
It's been really nice. The drivers aren't bad here.
Are not bad?
They're not bad. Okay. I don't think they're bad. Like, I'm coming from Toronto, where like it's gridlocked, in Alberta, where there's like a 5-car pile up on a beautiful sunny day. So driving's not bad, traffic's not bad. I don't know enough about down here, because obviously like there's Canadian stereotypes that you guys are asking me about, and there's obviously American stereotypes. I'm like, so do you all have guns down here, or is it just like, things like that?
Who'd you ask? You don't have to say.
Yeah, no, it's just like for example, I didn't know Billy was such like a kids. He got ammo for his birthday. I'm like, oh, you're pretty like yeehaw, like.
With Billy's, I would say that. Yeah, he's a very independent person.
Yeah, and like that's the word I use, because I describe Alberta as for people that don't know it, I'm like, I don't know, it's like the Texas of Canada, I guess. Like people still wear their boots, and we've got the Stampede. Yeah. It's yeehaw. I don't know what else to tell you.
It's just so funny. I told you I was born in Texas, right?
Yeah.
It's just funny when I hear you say that. That's the only place I think about is Texas when you do that.
Right? Yeah. And then, like, everyone drives a truck. Like, I don't know. Alberta beef is a thing. We've got Stampede. They listen to fucking country in the gym. And I'm like, I can't.
You can't? You gotta put in the headphones? Oh, no, you changed it yourself.
I changed it myself. Yeah. And there's, like, I feel like our common ground is, like, the hip-hop. Like, we can agree on that. But there was one time. I put it on a little bit of dance hall today. And it seemed like everyone was vibing. But, like, there was one day I got control of the aux at my gym, and I like tested the waters with like 1 or 2 dancehall songs, and I just see people going like, who the fuck? I was like, and I noticed like I was the only one having like a really good time, and I'm like, okay, I guess that's not the vibe, never mind. Like, no, because when I moved there it was like classic rock all day every day, and I'm like, there's only so much of the same thing you could listen to. And I'm like, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the music impacts the vibe a lot. And like,
I agree.
At B.O.B. we play a lot of soca, a lot of dancehall, and it's just a party. Yeah. It's just a party that like, of course for Christmas it was like Christmas jams all day, but like the day after it was back to like soca mixes and everything, and it's just a good vibe. And I think that's another reason why I'm headphones in, because I'm like, if I hear AC/DC one more time, I can't do this.
Oh, how about this? If you're training by yourself and you're putting on music?
Yeah.
You said you're one headphone?
Yeah, I usually just have one.
Why do you only have one?
Because I still need to hear my feet.
Yeah.
And I still need to hear the bar. And like, because they're noise canceling, I feel like I just feel really disconnected from like everything. You're
not getting the feedback that you want.
Or that, or someone talks to me, I can't hear them. And like.
But is the bar thing like, or the bar or your feet, is that like?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah,
right. Because then I feel like they're just floating, and I don't know. Where
I just started listening to podcasts recently, as far as like
during training.
Yeah, because I don't want it, because one thing that's huge with me, because I'm down to get hyped. Like, let's go. I'll be that guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, for me, I need to chill out.
Okay.
I'm the dude that needs to chill out.
No, I don't know if you saw me today, but like I turned the music up and you see me just waiting, and I'm just kind of like bobbing around. Like I like to get I like a party vibe, right? So if the follow-up question is what do I listen to, it depends on the day, really. Like I don't know, because some of my heavy songs today was a lot of hip hop. I was like listening to like Rick Ross, 50 Cent. A lot of T.I. Shout out Ben, because he put me on T.I.
Okay.
And other days it's just
no Drake. Canada.
I fucking hate Drake.
You hate Drake?
I'm sorry. I can't stand him.
Why?
It's his voice.
No, explain it. What's wrong with his voice?
I don't like his voice.
Whatever.
And I'll die on that hill. Justin Bieber, he can do what he needs to do. I don't have a strong opinion about Justin Bieber.
Canada.
Yeah, so is Shania Twain Canadian?
Is she great?
I guess. I just know the one song. I don't know. I don't feel very strongly about one artist or another.
Okay.
I catch a lot of heat for not listening to Taylor Swift. Apparently that's blasphemous. I don't listen to Taylor Swift. I'm sorry.
I listen to Taylor Swift.
Other days it's like, I get dancehall, reggaeton. I had some of that on too.
Yeah, that was sick. I like that.
And then on other days, like my 90s pop princess playlist. I don't know, like Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, some Britney in there. Like it just need to have a good time. And then depending on the day, some days I'll just have slow jams going. Like some days I'll just have some R&B slow jams. I don't know, make me cry, make me want to fall in love. Like I don't know, I'm in my feels today. I'm in my feels today.
Wait, during training?
Yeah, during training. Yeah, literally, it just be like. Yeah.
Why are you crying?
Like, I don't know. It's mostly, I think, when I'm snatch, clean, and jerky, I need something a little more oomphy. But if I'm like squatting, pulling, doing accessories,
you listen to sad music during squatting?
I can listen to sad music while squatting.
Well, I guess you pause. Pausing is helpful for you.
I don't know. I can listen to almost everything, while I'm training.
How about foods?
Foods?
Top foods.
Yeah.
Oh, going back to that island, I asked you like your one. This is what I asked her before. Okay. What was your one food that if you were stuck on an island, what's the one food that you can live on for the rest of your life? If it was prepared for you, however you wanted. You said
I said prime rib.
That's awesome. For me, it's wings.
Oh, wings are good.
I could live off wings.
There's a wing night like every night in Calgary.
Yeah.
If you need an incentive to visit.
Ooh.
Yeah. Prime rib, because
okay, but let's go top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, so prime rib is number 1.
Like, what do I like to eat?
Are you gonna keep it protein? Are you gonna throw some carbs in there, or are you gonna do dessert?
I fucking love dessert. Dessert's like my favorite. Fruits are good, but if I'm on
so you guys know, we went out to eat, and then she ordered dessert first. But I didn't think that was that crazy, but then she checked in with everyone. Is this weird if I do this?
I like any like custardy type of dessert, so I don't know, throw in a tiramisu or creme brulee. I'd fuck with the creme brulee. Yeah. Like creme brulee is really good. What else do I like? I don't know.
How about like at meats? Like this is what I eat right after weigh-in. For me, it's a Subway sandwich. I always get a meatball
after weigh-in, it's really boring for me. It's like Pedialyte and oatmeal.
Okay,
so that's not exciting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nothing to turn your stomach.
No, like I don't know, maybe some sort of potato. Okay. Like, potatoes are good. So I guess it's meat and potato. That's such a boring.
Meat and potatoes. Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's so boring. But like that would be.
That's great.
That would be my.
No. you're an international athlete, and this is good to hear.
Just once, you know.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a great cook. I don't enjoy cooking. I cook.
Who do you think should cook?
I can cook. No, we were talking about because I live in a house now, and it's got like a really nice backyard. I have a really nice deck, and there's space for a barbecue. And then people are like, "Oh, you should put a barbecue back here," and I'm like, I don't know. It's like you know the whole like strong, independent young lady thing. I really originally wanted to draw the hard line at like car maintenance, right? I'm like, you know, because there's some gender roles that I'm okay with just, you know, as much of a girl's girl as I am. There's some things I'm like, I don't want to be under a car, man.
You're not gonna crawl underneath the car.
I don't want to, but at the same time, at this point, I might as well. Like I learned like the little things, like learn how to change my tire. I learned how to like do my brake fluid and like pump it through and change my wipe, like little shit like that. So I can't draw my hard line at like car maintenance anymore. But like with the barbecue, hard stop. Like I don't know, meat to fire, man's job.
So on your island, it's gonna be a dude preparing for you.
I don't know. Well, if it's already prepared, like it doesn't matter. It can fall from the sky as a prepared like steak and potatoes for me. But like in terms of like cooking, like I eat the same thing. Like breakfast is like oatmeal and protein, and then after I train, it's like pasta and ground beef, steak and eggs for dinner, like something like that. But no, if we're talking like cooking or specifically that barbecue, I'm like, no, meat to fire. Homie's job. My job is to come out in like a little bikini and be like, you want some lemonade? Like that's my role.
I support that. Yay.
No, meat to fire and like hanging shit on the wall. I don't want to do that. Like,
what's an example of something you won't hang on the wall?
Anything that needs
like
to be hung on a wall,
like
a framed art piece.
Oh, okay.
You can do that. Like in my office at work, like I had an art piece that one of the girls donated to me before she moved to New Brunswick, and it was just like sitting in the corner of my office for months. Just in the corner, and I've had patients be like, "Do you plan on like putting that up at any time?" I'm like, why, you don't like it in the corner? Like, I'm like, I don't know, maybe like stick some command strips on it and like stick it to the wall. But I consider myself a short person, and like where I need it, it's just, you know, I can't look at it, and like I was just making excuses.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3". And one of my tall friends, she's from Arizona, and like she's pretty tall. She's like 5'9", and she's like, Fran, I can be your boyfriend for the next 10 minutes. I'll hang your picture for you. I'm like, thank you. So like, I'll put the command strips on it. She's like, where do you want it? And I'm like, okay, like a little more, a little more that way. I'm like, thank you.
Oh, you're so
thank you for boyfriending me for a little bit. That's funny. But yeah, hanging shit on the wall, meat to fire. And I know a couple of you guys asked me if I change my own oil. Like, I really don't want to get under the car, and I have a good mechanic that like checks everything else for me, and I feel like I don't want to fuck it up and then have someone fix it.
Valid.
But like, sure, I am down and willing to change my own oil. Just not now. I really preferred not to, but like, see, right now some other guy does it.
But,
like,
that sounds like a great.
You know, like, yeah, I can drive it. I like to drive.
Oh, okay. I like to drive. You'll drive.
I'll drive.
Okay.
But like, but I think car maintenance is just, it's just. Some dude can take care of that. I'm sorry. I don't know. My motto is like, just because she can doesn't mean she wants to sometimes. Okay. So we can apply that to the barbecue, hanging shit on the wall, and like changing my oil.
Fair.
I'm sorry to the progressive women out there. I know I can if I put my mind to it, but I don't want to. So here we are. Yeah.
Shoot, I mean, you're lifting all these weights too. I mean,
just let me
I'm sure you can lift a picture.
It's not lifting the picture, man. It's everything around it.
Oh Lord, that's funny.
Yeah, like, you know.
How are we on time?
We're okay on time. It takes me like 8 minutes to get back. So we can probably talk for another. What do you want to close out with?
Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I'm here just talking shit. I'm enjoying
I feel like
my conversation.
I feel like I'm trying my best not to talk shit, and you're like encouraging.
Yeah.
You're like encouraging.
Just do it.
You're encouraging me to say my piece, and I'm like, no, I don't want to talk shit. It's already a small community.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. I don't want to stir
If
the
you feel
pot.
like saying any names, it's fine. If there's anything that you don't want in here, then,
I don't know. We're all just out here trying my best. So like you never know what someone else is going through. So maybe I don't know. I don't want to say shit and then like have it be like maybe that was the one time they weren't having a good day or whatever. I don't know. I don't believe in that though. Like I consider myself a very fair person. Like even if I'm having like a horrible fucking day, like you'll never know. Like I don't believe in lashing out at people, especially people that don't deserve it. Maybe that comes from like working in customer service, so people just treat you like shit all the time. Yeah. Right.
Oh, where'd you work?
Honestly, I worked in like Dollarama for 6 years, and then the YMCA for another 6 years. So very people facing, and like people don't treat you well when you're paid minimum wage for the most part. And
what's the minimum wage up there?
When I started, it was like $10.25. Now it's probably like $15. 15,
really?
16, yeah.
Oh shit.
Like, and people are like, Fran, what if they're just having a bad day? I'm like, yo, I don't give a fuck. Like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Right? I'm just here existing, and you're just here shitting on my day. Like, what the fuck?
There are people like that.
I really don't believe in that. Like, unless I specifically, like, slashed your tires and like pushed you into a puddle of mud, like then you can kind of do it. But like if I'm just here existing, doing my thing, like you don't gotta shit on people, you know. So I know I just said maybe they're having a good day, maybe that's the interaction we had, but like for me personally, that's the standard I hold myself to. It's just like someone could have died. I could have left my lunch at home, forgot to bring cash, didn't charge my phone, like needed gas last night, but I'm like, I'll get it in the morning, and you never get gas in the morning.
That's like the worst idea.
You should always get gas at night. Like all of these things could have lined up for me, and like you won't know, because I don't believe in being a jerk just because my day's not going well.
I could really see why you're successful in weightlifting, and when I'm talking about successful, is like lifting like 80, 100 is a big deal.
I think so.
A lot of people, like I hear they want to lift. I mean, multiple people I hear, like chicks in the gym, they want to lift 80, 100, and like that's a big goal for them, and you're doing that. And it's just like, I could see based off the way you talk, and then your mental framework, you don't blame others, you take accountability for yourself. There's a lot of things about you that I'm like, I could see why you're at this level.
Yeah, and I think, and like I said before, like I'm paying to participate, and sometimes I'm paying a lot of money to participate, right? Like my flight from Calgary to Nova Scotia is like just under $600. Right? And, you know, Paulina and I will be traveling together, so we're splitting expenses. But we still have to pay for our accommodation. We're going to split the car. Like, I'm very fortunate that the AWA, they're covering our entry fees. So they're covering that. And I think they're giving us, like, I think $200 or $300 after comp. You submit your receipts, and they're giving that. So we're getting a little bit of help. But for the most part, you still have to pay up front for yourself. So, like, if I'm spending all these resources and time and mental energy on this thing, like, I need to have a good relationship with it. Yeah. You know, like, why would I let this thing that I'm choosing to participate in and I'm choosing to pay for, why am I letting that stress me out and turn me bitter and, like, consume me in a way that's not productive? Yeah. You know, so, like, so, you know, maybe we could talk about this another time, but, like, so I bombed in India. Right.
I wasn't gonna bring it up because I didn't know what your comfort level is, like, but I think I
fucking bombed, and we can talk about it another time. But like, it was a lot, because it was the first time I've ever bombed in my life. Like I've never bombed before, and it was also the biggest meet of my life, and I didn't execute. Right. So like we talked about this like a couple days ago, but like I blamed myself for a lot of it. There's a lot of external stuff that happened, but I don't like acknowledging those things, because at a certain point in your athletic career, like, your job as an athlete is to execute, right? Correct. And I didn't. But
did you? I mean, it's possible that you did everything you could.
Yeah.
I don't know the story. I mean, you gotta elaborate.
Obviously I tried my best, but maybe, like, I still think, like, maybe that wasn't my best. But there's no point in ruminating. It already happened. Like, I don't overthink it anymore. But like afterwards, like after I bombed, just kind of I was so calm about it. I went to the back. I just started taking my gear off, and the coach that was assigned to me, he's just like, "You're taking this really well." I'm like, "Why, did you expect me to cry?" He's like, "Yeah."
I would cry.
And I'm like, "You're not going to catch me crying over weightlifting." Like, I'd probably cry that I can't do it. Like, when I got injured, I was really sad about it.
Yeah, that's
right.
Different. That's your identity being challenged.
But like despite flying all the way there and all the people that like contributed to my GoFundMe to help make it happen, like I felt so guilty. I felt like I let everyone down. Like, felt like I disappointed myself, and I was so excited to represent Billy and Team LVB, and like there was so much of that, and like I did not cry. Like, you won't catch me crying about it, because again, like at the end of the day, this is still a hobby. Like, I'm not a professional. Like, it's just something that I just happened to be pretty good enough to have the opportunity to represent Canada, and like, no, like I'm not gonna let it consume me to the point where I'm like sad, I'm defeated, where like, because sometimes a loss is like very consuming for some people. Like, I'm gonna choose to just learn. Like I always tell people, I didn't perform well, but I learned a lot, right? And that's what I'm choosing to take away from it. Just because I really value keeping my relationship with the sport very healthy. And I think like just sitting there ruminating and like blaming yourself or blaming other people or like focusing on the shit that didn't happen or could have happened, like it's not productive. And it ruins the relationship you have with the thing that's supposed to make you feel good, because it's a hobby. It's what you do after your 9 to 5. It's what you choose to spend your time in. Like, it has to be fun for you and productive. Right, so no, you won't catch me like crying over weightlifting. You won't catch me being mad about it. Like,
you're not mad about it sometimes?
No, like if things don't work for me, I'm just kind of like, well, it'll be there tomorrow, right? Because if you think like in the grand scheme of your career, like one bad training day, one miss,
we talked about that.
It's not going to impact you, right? Like, at least you showed up and you did something, right? Or
well, that's the biggest thing, just showing up.
Showing up's huge.
Every single day.
Yeah, showing up is huge. So, yeah, that's why I'm very much like, oh, just let it go. Like, today I missed, like, I was doing a power jerk and split jerk, and we went for a PR attempt at 99. Missed the first power jerk, and then I'm like, I'm still going to do the split jerk. Let's just do it. Let's try it. And then we did that, and afterwards I was like, huh. And a couple of you guys were like, just try the power jerk again. I'm like, okay. And it's like, if I made it, I made it. If I didn't, I would have been like, yeah, okay. But like,
I'm still convinced you could have made that whole complex.
Probably. But at the same time, like, I'll take what I can get.
Absolutely.
Have had a really good day. Like, I'll take the win. It's still a power jerk PR, and like, that's it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I think that, I don't know. It's just, I'm very much like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, that's okay. Like.
But you still came in with an expectation of, I'm going to make this boot camp. I'm going to make the most out of it.
Yeah, it was mostly like, I would like to be productive. I'm here to see my coach and get the most out of those sessions. Right? Obviously, I'm going to try my best to sleep and eat well, take my naps, but I also wanted to meet the team. I wanted to make some friends. I wanted to go out. This is still Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Like, so my expectation for myself it was not, I'm going to hit these numbers. It was, I'm here to maximize time and like do my best. And then it just so happened that I ended up hitting good numbers, right? Like, so I didn't come in being like, I'm going to PR these lifts, right? Like, I was PRing things all weekend, but it was more so feeling pretty good. Like, can we go up?
Yeah.
Like, just, like, it was more so that, but I didn't come in being like, I'm going to match my best total. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, like, PR this complex. Like, those are not the expectations I have for myself. Like, even in competition. Well, now it's just like, oh, it'd be nice if we hit 187 because that puts me at this certain marker, blah, 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 blah. But, like, our competition goals are just, like last year, the whole year, my comp goals were, let's learn how to open higher.
Okay.
So it wasn't like hitting this total. It's just like, well, we framed it as, if you want to hit this total and if you want to start totaling over 180, you're going to have to start getting comfortable opening higher. Because I was very much like, I'm just going to open 74 and
safe.
And
right.
Like, as we saw today, I can like power 71 now. So like, why the fuck am I opening at 74?
Powers are nasty.
Right? So, like, we framed those goals not as number goals, but, like, we have to get you comfortable with opening higher. And I'm still taking my small jumps, but like you got like these are our goals coming in. It's not the total. It's like the intention is learning to be comfortable with this, right? Because sometimes if you don't make your numbers, you get sad, right? So right. And like if we achieve that goal of like going 6 for 6, 5 for 6 or whatever, and we accomplish like the mental goal, then like the numbers goal is going to happen anyways.
Absolutely.
Right. So like my first 2 comps, I missed my opener because I was just like, I don't open at 77. Like, I'm scared. Right. Same thing with my clean and jerk. Like opening above 95 is terrifying for me. But I mean, clearly now I can do it. But like I didn't know I can do it, and it was like really scary. So like those are the goals that we set. They're very much like mindset related, and the numbers will come. Right. So that's why I'm very much like, if it happens, it happens. But there's other things I need to accomplish that will achieve these things. Right. So in being in a team training environment with my coach, being well rested, my only job is to really just take care of myself while I'm here. Yeah. Then the big numbers are just going to happen. But I didn't come down being like, I'm going to PR these lifts. Right. So it's like reframing. It's a lot of reframing. Yeah. So like that's why I think I have that like very healthy. And that's why I'm always happy for the most part with what happens, because I'm like, I accomplished the thing I came down here to do. Yeah. Right?
I really like going. I mean, you said a lot of things.
I said a lot. I'm so sorry. No, I talk a lot. I have like 40 tabs open in my brain, and like, I think you asked me one question and I answer like over here, and I'm like, oh shit, this was the question.
No, you're so easy to follow. I love it. I love it.
Right? It's like, I can keep going my bed.
But opening bigger is such a big deal. Because all that does is like set you up for something. Yeah, it is terrifying. Yeah. Because I mean, no one wants to bomb out.
No one wants to bomb out, and it's scary, and like, yeah, even at this last comp, we were supposed to pull back a little bit, that we didn't peak. The goal was to just go and do things, right? And then the coach that I had in Calgary, like, I smoked 95 as my opener for my clean and jerk, and he's like, you're going to go 100. And I was like, excuse me, right? Because originally I wanted like 95, 98, like 101, right? And I've never done 95, 100. I've never done it, ever. And he's just like, well, and he's like, you can bomb today and it doesn't affect anything. So if you don't learn and become familiar with taking these jumps when it doesn't matter, how are you going to do it when it does? And I'm like, that's a good point. Okay, do it, right? Yeah. Then we smoked 100, and then he's like, 104. And I'm like, I thought we were supposed to hold back today. And he's just like, why? Like, why? Like, you just did 95, 100. Your best clean and jerk 103. Just do this. Like, he's like, and at this point, I'm like, okay, just put something on the bar and like, just go. Just do it, right? I missed the jerk, but like, that's okay, because last year at Provs, I got pinned on the clean. It was like the 3rd time in my life I've missed a clean and comp. And I tried to like bounce like 8 times to get it up, and it just wasn't going. But like, I nailed the clean. Like, I lost some discipline on the jerk, but like, hey, at least I know what it feels like. I know what that jump feels like, and like, you know, so like,
I mean, PR jumps is a real thing. Yeah. I didn't learn about that until coming here. Yeah. But being able to take the bigger jumps is huge.
Yeah, and even like, I think the first big mental hurdle is just learning how to PR in comp, because at first, when I first started, like, I would match my training PR in comp, right? So let's just say my best clean and jerk's 85. I would try to match that in comp. But then as you slowly get better and you get stronger, like, Billy will never program a max out for me, ever. The only time I'm allowed to like take it there is in comp, right? Especially like if you're lifting as relatively heavy as I am, like me snatching in the 80s would probably take a lot out of me, right? Right. So that's why like we don't. So making that switch from like matching my PR in comp to like making a PR in comp is like wild.
Right? I mean, did you not believe in yourself that you could do that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine. Like I feel like that's it's funny. I was doing like I was looking back at some of my old school assignments, and like under weaknesses I put down crippling self-doubt. So that's very much me. I think like you describe me as like humble and modest. I'm like, no, I really don't think I ain't shit. Like, like
oh, you're going completely the other way.
I always say, like, I'm allowed to say this, okay? But I'm like, look at me, man. Like, I had the upbringing you think I had. It took me a long time. I'm still learning. It took me a long time to learn how to like celebrate my successes and and stuff like that. And I'm still learning, as you can tell.
I can't tell. I think you're doing great.
Where I'm just kind of like, I know it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, it's you know, it's I'm not that special. Like, things like that. But, like, yeah, I totally don't think I can do it. To answer your question.
But you have PR'd on the competition stage?
Oh, that's the only time I can PR now. Right? So...
See, I made a post about that because people like are not achieving their best results in competition. I'm like, why not? Because the programming that's geared here, and obviously you're doing it. It's possible. People always think like, oh, just when I go balls out and train, well, you probably shouldn't go balls out and train.
You shouldn't go.
Because
you should never have your balls out in public. By the way, like there's some of us that wouldn't appreciate that. Thank you so much.
It's hard to replicate. Jeez, I'm supposed to be the inappropriate.
We say balls to the wall where I'm from.
Oh, you haven't heard that?
I've never heard balls out before. Yeah. Shit, I didn't know it was that relaxed over here.
Yeah. But a lot of people are not. I see it myself on social media. People like post their biggest training list and like, well, how come you're not doing it on the competition stage? Because that's where it should be done.
Yeah, I think it's because in training you're a lot more relaxed. You're with people that you know in an environment that's familiar, and there's pressure on the competition floor. But like I think after you get to a certain point, like this is the only place you can do it, especially when you get stronger, right? Mm-hmm. But
well, some people are just trying like 10 attempts at their max weight, and then they'll stick one.
And those are the people that are not allowed to make their own calls.
Yeah.
But no, like, oh man, that just reminded me of a really funny story. We're just gonna end off on this because I need to go.
Yeah,
but
no problem.
But like, man. Up to you. You want to keep that story in?
I'll bleep out whatever you want to bleep out.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that happened. But
so do you, I'm gonna just go to a different conversation.
Yeah.
Do you so back to weightlifting?
Yeah.
Do you you feel excited that you're gonna keep going with the sport? Do you like how is your energy towards? I mean, you're PRing.
We're gonna see how far we can go.
Okay, I like that.
Look at
so there could be another international competition on the horizon.
I'm trying my very best.
I think there will
qualify.
be. I think there will be.
We'll see. We'll see what
stars
happens.
might align, and you're gonna get an opportunity. And I really think that there's a great story for you.
Thank you.
Because, I mean, there's nowhere to go but up. Especially.
I mean, you could go down, but like there, you know.
Wow. Thanks for that. Okay.
But no, I'm gonna try my best. We'll see what happens.
So I'm gonna apologize to you because you did do a GoFundMe, and I didn't know who you were, and I was like, what am I gonna? No, but I feel bad now because
don't feel bad
because you're like a really good person, and I didn't like it could have been like a total jerk, and I have no idea.
Because at the time you had no idea who the fuck I was. I was like, it makes sense. I take zero offense.
I mean, like now, if I would have known what I know now, like.
But you didn't. So like, there's no. I mean, I'm not.
I want people to support you because I really believe that you're going to go to.
Are you seeing the difference in personalities right now?
I believe you're going to go into another international comp.
Thank you. And then if I have to crowdfund, I'll put it up, and then you can take care of the guilt that you feel. But like, you don't need to feel guilty.
I'll probably get you a drink or something.
No, that's okay. That's okay. But no, thank you.
Is there anything you want to plug? I know like not so much on social media right now.
No,
any people? Yet. Any? Shout out Billy.
Shout out Billy, my LVB family, Band of Barbells in Toronto. If you're ever there, please go. They're in Scarborough. Great people. They have a dog. His name is Leo. Owners are Dan and May. They're like family. They'll treat you like family. Those are the people that come to my head right away. Yeah. But I have a lot of people to thank, and like I don't want to leave anyone out. So I'm just gonna say like, you know. It sounds cheesy, but thank you to everyone that's like contributed to my journey so far. Like, there's a lot of coaches that have stepped in for me when I've had nobody, and even if they weren't like responsible for me on the day of, they'll always show up and like be in my corner, and they'll give me feedback. They've been there for me, like mentally, like physically there for me, like just to help out, give advice and whatnot. So it's truly a village. Yeah, it takes a village. So. Thank you. Also, I know I haven't spoken to you guys in a very long time, but I got my start at Christini Athletics CrossFit Markham. And when I couldn't afford coaching, and I asked Steve, I'm like, hey, can I do like 8 weeks on, 8 weeks off? Because like I can't afford it. And he's just like, why don't you just do some work for me at the gym and I'll cover your coaching. And like that really helped me get my start. So again, we haven't spoken since like COVID, but like just know that I'm like very, very thankful for that opportunity, right? So them as well if you're looking for a CrossFit place. And yeah, those are the two places that like really, really, really contributed to my success, right? So yeah, that's who I want to shout out for now. My bestie, her name is Sherry, right?
What's up, Sherry?
Yeah, like like I remember like just one more before we go, like I was gonna end up competing in Kelowna by myself. I was really, really sad about it, and she was just like, I remember just like crying. I did cry then, and I was just like, I'm going alone.
Yeah.
And she's like, say less, I'm coming. And she's like never been to a meet before. Like she knows I kind of do weightlifting, but she like didn't know anything. And she just got a new job, and she like immediately asked for time off during May long weekend, which is kind of unheard of when you start a new job to take a holiday off. But like she flew over just to make sure I wasn't by myself, and like that weekend she was like learning what the lifts were, learning the rules, and like now she's like every national comp, like I'm there. Like she's honestly my rock, and I like wouldn't be here without her, literally. So shout out to Sherry.
Shout out Sherry, you're a real one.
Sherry and Allie are the two people that like keep me intact. They are the duct tape that keeps me together. Yeah. So yeah, wouldn't be here without them. So.
Awesome.
But yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, she's cool as fuck.
I try my best.
We're gonna support her in her next international meet.
I try my best. That's all you get. Then my people will know what that means. So, but yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
you good?
That's good.
That was cool. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.